Alright, so in this lesson we're going to look at a 3D model before we actually get into learning how to draw the eyes and 3/4 view of the nose or the lips or the hair, because it's really important to understand how all this works. So when you view from the side view, you can see we have that familiar shape of the eye, the wedged eye that we're used to, the lips and so forth. When you look at it from the front view, very familiar. We're used to seeing this look right here. But as we begin to turn, look what happens. Because the whole entire head, think of the head like an egg, right? As that egg begins to turn, because it's round, everything on it is falling on a round surface, not a flat surface, right? The head's not a cube, it's more like an egg. You can see here what happens to the lips. You have foreshortening. On this side of the lips, it gets short. This side stays normal as if we're viewing it from front view. It starts to transform itself. It's like changing from side view and front view. So it's like a mix. So this side over here that's turning away from us is all being foreshortened. Notice that the eye is being covered by part of the bridge of the nose. So we can't see the full part of the eye, which extends way back here. So the eye appears to be shorter than this eye over here. And even this eye, if we continue to turn, starts to get foreshortened. But in your typical 3/4 view, which is something right about here, this eye is the same exact length as it would be from the front view. You draw that the same. This eye here, you draw a little bit shorter, not much. If you get a little bit more into that 3/4 view where you start to with the lips, sometimes even you'll draw the lips extending outside the face. You see that, how they're extending outside the face. So, but that's not a view that's really used a lot, but it is nice sometimes, like use a view like this or a view like that, kind of like that view. And notice when you're looking up at the face, how everything gets foreshortened back in space. The head gets shorter, the relationship between the eyes and nose get closer together, between the lip, all this gets foreshortened. And also we're seeing the underplane of things. We're seeing the underplane of the chin, underplane of the ears, underplane of the nose, the underplane of the lips. So we're seeing the bottom, the underplane of that bottom of the lip, the underplane of that top lip. That's why the top lip looks so big from here. We're seeing the underplane of these eyelids and so forth, underplane of the actual socket of the eye. If we view the head downward, you see things change the opposite way. Now we're seeing the bottom plane of this underside of the lid. We're seeing the top plane of the nose. We're not seeing any underplane. We're seeing this, the lip here, and we can see a little bit of that. And then all this gets foreshortened as it goes down away from us. So the chin gets very tiny. Look how much space the chin occupies. The nose almost touches the lip. And if you continue to go down, the nose will actually even overlap the lip, right? So this is important to know, like when 3/4 views as well, you can see how things change. Okay, so as the mouth is slightly open and you go to that 3/4 view, you can see right here that you have this middle part of the lip here, then you have the other part of the lip that's turning away from us. That's getting foreshortened. That's this tiny little part right here. We'll go more to that when we're drawing lips. I just want you to memorize all this kind of stuff. Notice with the eye, you can see the eyes being cut off here and here, and you just see you see part of the eye right there. And that happens because the eye is like a sphere inside of a socket that is basically inside, like take an egg type shape with clay and punch 2 holes in it for the eye sockets, and then put 2 round balls in those eye sockets, and then cover them with more skin, and that's what you have here. And so as it turns away from us, we can see we're starting to see the round edge of the eye. Another thing you'll notice is the eyes, although they're round from the front view, as we go more toward a side view, you can notice that the whole entire eye, even the pupil, starts to look oval rather than round. Notice, round, oval. Now this is replicating real life. You can actually look at yourself in the, well, it's kind of hard to look at yourself in the mirror, but you can take your phone camera or a camera of some sort, or even your naked eye. It's better to use a camera than watch it play back, but you can take someone and look at them from the front view and then turn your camera or walk around them to get this 3/4 view and even side view, and then play it back on your phone and watch how, if you don't have a phone or something, you can try it with your naked eye, but just pay attention. Sometimes the naked eye will try to trick you, whereas the phone is going to give you exactly what's there, and then just pay attention, focus and look at it. Just know, just knowing that this is round and then we get oval, just knowing that will help your brain see it better. Your brain tries to confuse and trick you on things. It's used to things like, hey, I know that the pupil's round. And so even though you're looking at this right here, you'll still see a round pupil. Once I point out that this isn't round, and you take a screen capture of this by hitting print screen on your keyboard, and then control V to paste it into your program. Hold down Control and hit V on your keyboard to paste it, or just go to edit, paste, whatever you need in your art program, and then draw use the perfect circle tool over the pupil. You'll see it's not actually a perfect circle anymore. And as you look, you can actually see it get more and more oval. And when you get to the side view, look at that, it almost completely disappears. Actually, from the side view, it pretty much does completely disappear. And then also another thing I want you to notice with the hair. So you can see that, let's zoom out here just a little bit. You can see with the hair here, and for those that are wondering, this is DAZ Studio 4.8, it's a free program. As you, in the front view, and you begin to turn, notice that the head is blocking some of the hair. And so you get a foreshortening. The hair is turning away from us, so we see less of it. Here we see a lot of it. There's a whole bunch of hair right here. But as we turn, notice we can't see all that hair anymore. And as we turn to side view, we can't see it at all. All we see is this hair here. And notice how it overlaps the side of the head. So just keep all this stuff in mind. Pay attention to it. Study it. Look at real faces. Use your phone. Film from front view all the way to side view. Just like pan around the person. And then replay and watch it in slow motion, and individual pictures and stuff, and really study how the face changes as it goes to 3/4 view. And this is to help you a lot as I teach you how the eyes look and why they look the way they do in 3/4 view, in the nose and the mouth. It is the hardest view, the hardest angle, I believe, to learn, and so really take your time to learn it. It's the view you should be using most often anyway, some form of 3/4 view, whether it's here, or here, or there, or there, or there. You want it most of the time. This is what you're drawing. If you watch cartoons, it's very rare you see the front view. You usually see this exact same 3/4 view all the time, like Family Guy, for example. That's the view you're going to see most of the time. Sometimes you'll see a side view. With Stewie, you never see a side view because it would look weird and something they didn't really think about, I guess. Sometimes you'll see a front view, which looks like a giant football head. From 3/4 view, he looks normal too, but from side view, he wouldn't look like a football head at all. He would look very weird. He would look like almost like a round head, and like, hey, is that still Stewie? So anyway, but most of the time, you're going to see these 3/4 view in cartoons. Good comic books will also have a lot of 3/4 views of the head that look nice. You can kind of tell when the comic artist isn't well versed in drawing faces and heads is when you see not that many 3/4 turn views in them, and then their 3/4 turn views just don't look quite right. They look a little bit odd or a little funky, and it's because they just didn't put enough time. But you're going to put the time in, and you're going to learn this stuff. That way your 3/4 heads look amazing and awesome as any other view that you will draw. Okay, so really no exercise for this except for no reason for me to do FaceTime. So for this exercise, just get out there with your camera or with DAZ Studio 4.8, which is free. They might have a newer one by now, but just get DAZ Studio, the free version, and study it, or some other 3D program, and study how the face changes. I just know this one does a really good job at representing reality. And then also take your phone or camera or even your naked eye and look at someone's face and have them turn their head slowly, to the left and right. You can see how the foreshortening works there. Okay, so go ahead and get to doing that.